welcome Rishabh ji on our podcast. Welcome Basesh ji on our podcast. Rishabh ji is a business consultant and Basesh ji is a business coach and mentor. So Rishabh ji, can you quickly share something about your journey from aspiring CA to a business consultant
I
today?
think last 25 years, Manoj ji, I worked as a chartered accountant in employment with PSU, Fortune 100 companies, unicorn startups, and also cooperatives. And I worked with NGOs and trade bodies. So the journey has been very, very vibrant. I learned a lot in every phase of my life. Last 8 years, I am doing business consulting. I am helping businesses with merger acquisition and comma full stop, which is policy and PR role. So I love what I do, and variation is part of life.
Fantastic. Basesh ji, can we have a small introduction about you?
Sure. So I am into hardcore hand-holding, where a lot of small micro SMEs, nano SMEs need hand-holding. So we scale companies who are in a turnover of 1 crore, 5 crore, give them vision, roadmap, handhold them to reach 100, 500 crore turnover, net worth. And our strength is valuation, profitability, team training, leadership coaching. So we enjoy this sphere because ज्ञान सब देते हैं, हाथ कोई पकड़ता नहीं है.
Absolutely. So I'll come to your name of your companies. Both of you have very interesting names of your companies. Yours is Biz Street, Think Business, Think Biz Street, and right. Basesh ji, yours is 39 Solutions.
Yes.
So can you quickly, both of you, one by one, give me a little bit of why this name?
2006, when I was working in a oil and gas sector, a lot of small MNCs used to come in India, and we used to crib on them on their compliances, and they were not able to hire full-time CFO. So we started Biz Street by shared CFO service. In 2006, I placed 8 CFOs in 1 year. And that is why we said, let us think the problem of the business, and then the Biz Street will have a solution. जैसे अपने मारवाड़ी में कहावत है, गली निकाल लेंगे कोई ना कोई. So Biz Street, it came from the street. That whenever there is a problem, there is a street. You go and solve the problem.
Interesting. Interesting. Basesh ji, your company's name is 39 Solutions. So why this 39? Why not 40, 41?
Multiple reasons. Number one is most service companies are named after founders. McKinsey, Ernst & Young, they're all surnames. Havlet Packard, again surnames of the founders. So I thought Gala Consulting, Gala Solutions, वो global feel नहीं आता. So 39, the 3 represents B. Okay. The 9 represents G. So my initials BG. तो 39 solutions हो गया, global हो गया. Second, I'm a very spiritual person. तो अगर आप 3 करते हैं और 3 के backward से 9 निकालते हैं तो ओम का symbol निकलता है. तो it's a very powerful number. Numerology में अगर जाएंगे तो 3 represents Jupiter, Guru. 9 represents Mangal, prosperity. So this company will become your guru, mentor, and lead you to prosperity. Fantastic. And fourth reason is, if you take 3 and you merge 9 of it, it becomes a key. So key to all your challenges, solutions for all your visions.
Fantastic. So thoughtful. I think you would have invested a lot of time in deciding this.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people should understand communication today needs to be very short, very precise, very impactful. So your logo, your company, the way you talk, your tagline, everything has to be short but extremely impactful for you
and
to
powerful.
Powerful.
I think it has already impacted me. Basesh ji, also I got to know about you that you went through a lot of struggles, and you also saw your family struggling to build a large business. They were doing business, they were successful, but I think they were struggling to build. And is this the reason why you got into, am I right, that this brought you into consulting in a very powerful way?
So what happens is I see a lot of family businesses, including they reach to one level, they're not able to scale. They're not able to innovate, change with time. And then it is very frustrating. They do not have the right people to help them. They don't have the mindset, okay, let's have a finance consultant, let's have a marketing consultant, let's have 5 different experts. They want one person, like a mini Google in person, to help them, guide them. So I thought this was a big pain point. Frustration, family business, very good business, 100 years of legacy, created good wealth, but I'm seeing that it will die. Because if you don't change with time, you're about to die. Absolutely. Dinosaurs could not survive. हम कौन से खेत की मूली है, right? So I thought that, hey, if I'm not able, my family is not accepting new thoughts, इतने सारे businesses है. So I started this as a pilot. Few people accepted, they saw change, and today I made it a mission to help and serve Indian MSME so they can change with time and to help them grow 100x. That's our mission right now.
Fantastic. And I think you also have numbered your target in 1.08 crore entrepreneurs that you want to mentor. I mean, it's a huge target.
But it is easy.
And what is the inspiration behind this?
So again, spirituality 108 is a very powerful number. It's a very very powerful. Jainism में नौकार मंत्र 108 की माला बोलते हैं. So we till last year we had 50,000 clients because of digital marketing and digital Zoom outreach. Every year we can add 100,000 clients at least whom we can coach digitally in group sessions. So our target is 1 crore 8 lakhs, 1.08, yani 108 lakh entrepreneurs whom we can coach digitally, and we want 108 billionaires. So we want to create 108 people who are able to do a turnover of 100 crores or a net worth of 100 crores, and so zero से hero बनाने में मजा आता है. तो ये हमारा मिशन है. Happy to share that we have 108 में से 40 we have already achieved. So 40 people who are there less than 10 CR who are today more at 100,000 CR of turnover or IPOs or valuation, and that is what drives us today.
Fantastic. So I think Rishabh ji, this kind of coaching, mentoring, I think you are also a business consultant who literally changes the mindset of people who are doing different businesses with your background of, I think, NGOs, corporate background, family businesses. So what do you feel is the importance of coaches or mentors, keeping in mind that let's say 100 years ago or even 70, 80 years ago, there were no coaches, or no, businesses were growing, businesses were happening, there were brands which were built, but why do you feel the mentors or coaches are required?
Actually, I believe that coaches were there in all the ages.
Okay.
All the yug.
Okay.
Dwapar, Treta, Kalyug, Satyug, coaches were always there.
Okay.
But the organized coaching is a new phenomenon.
It's a new phenomenon.
It was earlier, coaching was given in the family, in the Gurukuls. On the Kurukshetra also, Lord Krishna was the biggest coach of the Arjun. But now the thing is, in today's world, you have coaches are like chef. Let me give an example, because I do a lot of consulting of food companies. So I tell them that you have the ingredients of the business is idea, product, team, execution, finance and channel. These are the ingredients on the table. If you don't have a good chef, the recipe will not come out.
Absolutely.
If you don't know how to drive your business well, the recipe will not come out. एक चुटकी नमक की कमी होगी तो भी सारा का सारा खाना बेकार.
Absolutely.
So you need multiple coaches. You need to allocate resources and hours. I'll tell you my own example. I did my CA in 2000. In 2010 onwards, every year I earn one degree or diploma or a certification every year.
Upskilling.
Yeah. And every day, November 2022 till now, every day I learn one AI hack every day. It is my morning breakfast. And I have done more than 57 physical workshop in 30 cities in last
Fantastic.
1.5 years, meeting more than 5,000 owners, one-to-one. And that gives me a feel that are we on the right path or not. And as you talked about AI, today AI is the most powerful tool in the hands of humanity. Now human have to decide. And here I would like to quote Jack Ma. In Hong Kong University, he told the world that the human should not try to become or try to compete with machine. You cannot do. So the question was asked that what human should do then? So the answer was human should try to become a better human being.
Wow.
By using the technology. So I think the answer is very, very clear. India model of AI is inclusive. India model of AI is democratic. And you have seen our Honorable Prime Minister recently last week in France, he has told the whole world that there is an India model, stay tuned.
Fantastic. Basesh ji, how do you feel the older generations, because I think you are focusing purely on a lot of family businesses, entrepreneurs, are they tech savvy, are they open to learn, or do you feel that they really need a very quick infusion of training on technology? Do you do that also in your coaching? Or?
So to answer, coaching is always needed. The great Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar also had coaches, Ramakant Achrekar sir. So you need always someone whom you can introspect. Businesses today, especially MSME, don't have someone whom they can answer to. Your family cannot ask you tough questions, your employee cannot ask you tough questions. Who will ask you tough questions? And Indians are such that exam kal rahega to aaj syllabus puchenge. So we need pressure. We work on rocket science. Rocket science is pressure. So who is the one to create positive pressure and to hold you accountable? So even in the earlier times, the kings used to send their kings to Rishi Munis, Dronacharya, Kripacharya. Why? Because they know there is a big power in having independent knowledge centers. Family businesses problems are that they are all MBAs. मने बधु आवड़े छे, मुझे सब आता है. तो MBA के कारण that ego, that अहंकार, that they invest in their child. You know, it is such a sad affair that they give best education to child. International schooling, lakhs in education, abroad schooling, best clothes. And when the child comes back, he says, Dad, I am cool, you are fool. You are still a lala. No software, no data. I cannot sit 12 hours without AC, no data. I will not work here. So the kid then goes, does a job or joins a startup or does something else and the legacy built is gone. So our role here is to coach the family saying that invest in your systems, your mindset, and the best thing you should do after 10-15 years, compulsory retire. You should become a mentor, not an executor.
Fantastic.
If you're still running, it means you have not built. You have been a Ramu Kaka is our favorite word. आपको रामू काका बनना है कि एक एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है, आप चूज करें.
And I think you brought a very interesting insight that the owner himself becomes a mentor rather than getting involved in nitty-gritties. And also
A quick example in this is one of the companies whom I love, Zoho, not funded, bootstrapped, profitable.
Absolutely.
Sridhar Vembus recently said that, hey, I don't want to be a CEO.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can have a CEO to run day-to-day affairs. And our MSME people says, मैं cash counter छोड़ेगा ही नहीं. मेरे को गल्ले पे नोट गिनना है, चेक मेरे को ही साइन करना है. He says, I don't want to be CEO, I want to do research because if I don't focus on research, if I don't train the next leaders, this company will not survive. This mindset is needed and that is where a lot of coaches mentoring helps you.
Fantastic. So I think another angle that our discussion brought out was that bring in independent thought process, bring in somebody who's from outside and neutral. So there I think the independent directors also play a very important role and they can be a very catalyst kind of a people in even SMEs and entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. I'll give a perspective then sir can add is you need someone who is not biased. Even if 2 + 2 is 4, if it's a family run business or there are partners, अरे भाई ने 2 + 2 4 बोल दिया, that ego battle goes to home. Husband wife ego battle, father son ego battle. You need a third person to objectively say that hey, 2 + 2 is 4, this is right, this is wrong. So a lot of value in independent directors, a lot of value. Even though if you're not a listed company, start having that board culture. Start representing your data every 3 months that hey, this is my progress. What should I do? Have someone audit you, challenge you. That is needed.
Fantastic. And Basesh ji, I also feel that you are very focused on your 1.08 crore entrepreneurs where you want to mentor. Do you feel what MMB is doing on its platform, creating a pool of mentors, creating networking opportunities like today, that conflict that we have, do you feel MMB is in the right direction of creating a platform for mentors, board of directors, independent directors? Because there's nothing like this. Do you feel?
Absolutely. Yes.
Is it relevant?
It is very relevant, needed, and it is successful, and it's going to also be more successful because people need choices. So this is a platform where you can meet a lot of thought leaders. You can see what is working, not working. You may get the best place where you can get advice from sir, you can get advice from me, from you, and then you can brainstorm. Like he says, your network is your net worth. You cannot afford individual paid meetings with us. आपका घर बिक जाएगा. But ऐसे platforms में आप लीजिए पूरा दिन. We are here to give you in such platforms. So I think the power of this platform is you get givers together who will give you because you are hungry enough. We cannot remove time every day of our lives, but हम 6 महीने में एक दिन MMB के platform पे दे सकते हैं. People like us can give, and they are more than happy to guide you, sit you कि कैसे valuation होगा, क्या AI है, क्या technology है. So I think this is a very, very good idea.
Yeah, and I think I am also blessed to have this opportunity. Otherwise, I would have never got this opportunity of talking to you. It has happened purely because of networking and meeting people. So Rishabh ji, some light on your experiences in very large corporations like Coca-Cola, Snapdeal. I think you played a very important role as a leader there. What is the takeaway from there for, let's say, small businesses?
Yeah, so I will tell, I was fortunate enough to work in 3 Fortune 100 companies at a senior level and global assignments. What I learned from them is, as Basesh bhai said, that professionalism is imbibed in their core, in the family promoter. Let us take an example of Larry Ellison. He started the company in 1977 called Oracle, and 77 till 2025, today in India, more than 50,000 people work for Oracle.
Wow.
They never get their salary delayed by even one day. And
Wow.
Larry has never visited India.
Oh my God.
And
Amazing.
this is the fact.
Oh.
Only number 2 of Larry has visited India, that also once, Safra. And my appointment letter was signed by Safra. So they have processes and controls.
Fantastic.
They don't believe in people-driven businesses. They believe in
Process-driven businesses. Fantastic.
driven businesses, process and purpose. Everybody work for process and purpose. You live in Bangalore. Bangalore used to be my second home when I was in Oracle. And I used to manage 50 offices, 50 physical offices, campuses, offices, because in my tenure, we did more than 40 merger acquisition.
Oh.
PeopleSoft, JD Edward, Hyperion, Hexaware, VMware, Sun Microsystem. But Larry didn't came to India or even
At all.
At all.
Wow.
77 till 2025. So this kind of a
Culture. Belief.
system and the mindset. The business is all about mindset. Why we do not have much global companies coming from India? Mindset. So we have to work on our mindset.
Fantastic.
That is why आज़ादी के 5 प्रण जो हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने दिए हैं, वन इज गुलामी की मानसिकता से मुक्ति, कंट्री फर्स्ट अप्रोच, ट्रस्ट इन योर वैल्यू सिस्टम, अपनी विरासत से प्यार करो. This is a very, very powerful thing.
Absolutely.
And the icing on the cake is Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Atmanirbhar Bharat. Absolutely.
I'll just jump in one perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indians are amazing at जुगाड़. We are जुगाड़ोस. आप देखो इंडिया में महाकुंभ अभी चल रहा है. If you're not able to take a dip, एंटरप्रेन्योर स्पिरिट ऐसा है कि सर आप हमारा व्हाट्सअप फोटो भेजो, हमको 500 रुपये भेजो, मैं आपका व्हाट्सअप फोटो पे आपके बिहाफ पे मैं डुबकी मारूंगा. सो इंडिया इज अ लवली कंट्री फॉर जुगाड़, विच इज गुड फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म, बट लॉन्ग टर्म वी डू नॉट हैव गूगल्स, एप्पल, नेटफ्लिक्स इन इंडिया, बिकॉज लॉन्ग टर्म वी नीड इनोवेशन. और जुगाड़ और इनोवेशन में फ़र्क यही है, सस्टेनेबिलिटी एंड प्रोफेशनलिज्म. So if Indian companies want to do jugaad for short term, great, but long term wealth creation happens only because of
Investment
systems,
in
R&D, systems, innovation.
Also, both of you, Rishabh ji and Basesh ji, since MentorMyBoard is focusing a lot of on board governance, best practices, how do you make corporates follow, systems, processes, procedures, and also disclosures in a way. But there have been some corporate cases, of late. Let's not get into the names. But what do you feel is the qualities that today's top leaders, no compromise on those qualities, which will take the corporates or the companies or the brands forward? Which are these qualities you feel?
I focus on 3 qualities in every company whom we want to scale. One is transparency. That, of course, there are some secrets, but be transparent. A lot of Indian companies got into limelight is because they have opaque structures. They are not transparent. Second is empathy. As a leader, you need to have a lot of empathy, caring for your employees, your vendors, not just profit. Sure. As a company, you have to look at the society environment. And third is long-term trust building. Ratan Tata sir will always be loved and admired because Tata equal to trust, ये उन्होंने establish किया. And a very quick example, in the entire world, if a fire were to break out right now, you and I will run out. Of course, in Taj Hotel 2008 terrorist attack, not a single employee ran away.
Fantastic.
Which shows that is where you have transparency, you have that care, and you have trust. Employees will give their best, customers will trust you, and you will become a long-lasting brand.
Something from you, Rishabh?
I think I fully agree with what Basesh bhai has said. Trust, transparency, and empathy. And one thing, the value system comes from the childhood. India is a country of youth. India will lead the world because these youth will become leader of the future. So we should spend most of our time with the youth because they need guidance. They should not get the hallucinated guidance from AI. And I'm giving a word of caution that we need to involve them. We need to involve the youth. If we exclude them, then we are excluding our future. We are excluding our growth.
I think that brings an immediate idea to my mind, that if the corporates can have seats for women,
yes,
why shouldn't they have seats for youth in their board?
If you see our Prime Minister, he has launched this 1 crore internship program and only top companies are allowed. Why? Because he wants the vision to be opened up for the youth. So the purpose is always noble.
I think youth is definitely underutilized. I'm just coming out of my own experience. When I was in college, I joined ISAC, which is the world's largest student-run organization, and I volunteered there for 2 years. And it was a student-run organization. There, I learned the value of board of directors. What's the value of company? What's the value of team, and all that. So I think it's an interesting perspective coming out of this discussion that whether we should give seats to youth in the board of directors.
I think we will request from this platform to MMB that involve youth, invite them in to oversee the boardroom meetings and proceedings. And just because if they get a first-hand experience at the age of between 14 to 18, then they will learn the idea of learn how to establish the organized businesses, how to build institutions, rather than building a solopreneurship.
100%. That's, I think, a brilliant takeaway from this.
Just to add very quickly, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, his leadership training began from when he was a kid. And he look at the empire that he has built. Chandragupta Maurya, he had a channel.
Follow the example. You have to just rediscover.
Absolutely.
Not reinvent, but rediscover.
Fantastic. So one last takeaway from both of you on what is MentorMyBoard doing and how this can be scaled, and or how is this relevant, or some ideas for MentorMyBoard's growth.
The one thing I think MentorMyBoard is doing a great job of creating a platform, and because of the platform we all are right now talking, I think what they should do is they should target 500 cities in the world, all the 500 aspirational cities, and open a chapter of MentorMyBoard.
Fantastic.
So that the MentorMyBoard platform becomes phygital platform, and those chapters will become a catalyst to increase the activity, and digital community will take care of. So community commerce they should build into their system.
So building the MMB community basically.
MMB community, because the world is moving towards tribe or community. The powerful community today are Alibaba, Netflix, Amazon Prime. These are all powerful communities. And driven by platform. So MMB should also bring the platform effects into the system. Then automatically events will happen. When they don't need to, they just need to put the system to count those events.
Absolutely.
It will happen.
It's just right. I love the same thing. I think more awareness and more engagement. Like a very classical example, Dabbawalas thrived because they were a community. Everyone was a stakeholder. And despite not being educated, they had Six Sigma. They were invited in, Prince Charles' wedding and Harvard also. MMB can also have community, have more engagement partners, create a platform with strong rules, culture, and let people drive across different tier 2, tier 3 cities, because awareness is still needed. Board kyun chahiye, roles of directors, why even a listing is important. Even if you're not listing, why having a governance, transparency culture is important. So yeah, awareness is needed.
Fantastic, Rishabh and Basesh for coming on board.
I think it was a great discussion, very helpful. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Let's catch up soon.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, sir.